Well, howdy partners, this is Kiram with Clear Imaging, clearimaging.com. We design wicked websites, and we've been doing it forever, longer than everyone else, 2 decades, and help tons of American companies. Today we are looking at a website right here, an architect's website. We're going to take a look under the hood and see what we can suggest to improve. So first things first, let's talk about some SEO, search engine optimizations. Here we are on the home page. And then we'll talk about some design after that. First things first, let's take a look under the hood. Press Control U on the keyboard. This is the title right here. And you see the title up in this tab right up here. This is super important for your SEO and very important for ranking in the Google. Now this is unfortunately done incorrectly. This is a big mistake that I often see is people put the company name twice. And that's because they're using some sort of a platform like WordPress or Shopify or Wix, and it's not intelligently, the system itself isn't set up correctly with the SEO. So this is a WordPress site, you see WP. What you want is company name in the beginning, so this is good, but then you want the descriptive keyword phrase about your service. So professional commercial architecture, whatever it is, that needs to be next, and then your service area. So what city or municipality do you service? Let's put that in there. That is very important for your local search engine ranking. If you want to be found in Google Maps, you have to do that. So that's important. That needs to be done on every page. Every page needs to have these titles redone. The About page simply says About and the company name. That's not enough. The Work page says Work, company name. That will not do. That's not going to help you. That's going to work against you in ranking well in Google. All of these need to be optimized. They need to discuss the contents of the page. So the About page needs to talk about, let's go over and load it up really quick. It's a little slow. Goodness. That makes me wonder how fast this site is. I'm waiting for the About page to load. Let's go to GTmetrix. GTmetrix, our friends. And we'll do a speed test in the background and see how fast this site is, because that is just way too slow. Okay, we're on the About page. Awesome content on this page. Beautiful photography. Text is a bit thin, but the long story short is you need to have this title reflect the contents of the page. So it needs to talk about architecture up here, not just this one word. This is very important for your SEO. As I said, every page needs to have the title optimized. GTmetrix is saying this site loaded pretty darn quick, which is strange because it was slow for me. Perhaps further investigation is required. If your site is slow, by the way, it will take a hit from Google because slow websites are a poor user experience and Google will penalize you for that. Moving on, we'll do the titles. Okay, that's one point. And then as I scroll through this About page, there's just a dash of text on it. Let's go to Journal. It's the same page it seems. Journal and About seem to be, oh, there we go. There's some sort of lag with these pages. Here we go, the About page. Really nice, very fresh, great photography. Decent amount of content here with the text, so that's pretty good. But then it looks like we only have 4 pages on this site. We have contact, and that's it. So for SEO, if you want to rank well in Google, you need to have a lot more content than this. You will need to put a blog, and you can tuck it away down here. You can make it come under About, and then there you can put weekly content, because as it stands, when Google scans through this site, it's basically seeing a 4-page website that has mostly photos and a bit of text. And that, unfortunately, will not impress Google. Google will be much more impressed by websites that have dozens, if not hundreds of pages of text. And it's those types of sites that dominate and win Google's love, so to speak. So I understand you have all these great project pages, but they don't have any wordage on them. They need the words. Now this is great that you've got some text on this individual project page, but you need to be thinking with 500 to 1,000 words, not just a couple paragraphs. This might be 180 words. We want to see 500 to 1,000 words on your inside pages. So if somebody at your team went through all of these past project pages, which you have quite a few, got 500 words on each one, that would be a very strong move. You would be well along your way because you've done so many jobs. That would just be a ton of fresh content for your site. I would actually start there. Let's go through all of your projects, get 500 words on each one, bam. That's going to create a very good impression with Google. And moving forward, every time you complete a project, let's add more content to it, more words. And you can talk about getting ready for the project. You can talk about preparing for it. You can talk about the doingness of it. And you can talk about wrapping it up and getting a testimonial. So there's a lot of content possibilities. You can document it as if it's the work is the content that you're doing, right? You're just journaling the work, and that writes itself, and you can add fresh content to your website and show Google you're here to dominate. You can't dominate by doing the bare minimum with SEO. Okay, so that's a good content strategy I would recommend. Let's go back to the home page. You have to think of SEO as a race. It's you and all of your competitors for that top spot. And you can't get to the top of Google by only adding a couple pages a year. You need to make more content than your competitors. You have to think with that. So it's quite a high order of magnitude, the actual amount of content you need to create. So that's just a brief SEO overview for the site. There's plenty of other things to go over, but that's just the broad strokes, so to speak. On the design points, this is obviously a very aesthetic website. I love all this negative space. It's very easy to look at. There's so much breathing room between the sections, very clean, free of clutter. I really like this design. However, it's missing some elements for marketing in regards to sales funnel elements, in regards to taking a prospect, enlightening them, and taking them through a journey where they start off maybe mildly curious, kind of at the attention awareness stage, and you get them through desire and interest. It's missing a lot of elements in order to do that. For instance, a key one is your unique selling proposition. It can be I know you like things tasteful. I can see by your designs. You can have a nice, tasteful, unique selling proposition right here. Because as it stands, if I load this page and I see this, I actually don't know what you do. So somebody lands on here and you can't expect them to figure out that you have architect in your name and that you have pictures of commercial architecture and the name of the site. You can't expect them to put two and two together. Prospect needs to be communicated to super clearly with a unique selling proposition right here. We help audience X solve problem Z with our solution Y. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. 2 lines, nice text, tastefully done. And that way when someone lands on the site, they are immediately they immediately know what you do and what they're going to get from you. Because people are just scanning when they land on a site. You have 3 to 5 seconds before they click that back button. You need to reassure them that they know they're on the right site, and you can only do that with words, not pictures. Pictures do not communicate the exact concept you want. So they need to know they're on the right site. Tell them they are on the right site with your unique selling proposition. Bam, just like that. You can't let them try to figure it out because they're honestly when people are surfing online, they're not critically looking at things and they're not thinking very deeply. It's kind of like a robotic activity. You need to put in really tight control on that. So that's something I would highly recommend. Another thing that would improve your conversions if you did have a phone number. I know maybe for design reasons you might not, but minimally you should get this header up here to float as you scroll down, because people get lost if this is gone. That way you can get some more conversions by always having the contact button in view, As soon as I scroll, the contact button is no longer in view. I don't see a phone number. You're losing out on conversions by not having this fixed. So that should get done. Other points, you've done amazing work, and it would behoove you to put some trust elements down here. They could be recognition, awards, they could be certifications, licenses, memberships of associations, partnerships. Whatever it is, it's going to give the prospect some third-party confirmation that you are a safe choice. Just putting your amazing photos of this incredible work is not enough. You need to really go deep and build that trust, because to be honest, people do business if they trust you, and you have to use everything in the arsenal to build that trust. So let's get some logos put down here. Tastefully, grayscale, nice and fresh. One implementation is like this. Now you don't have to do 2 rows. If I were you, I would just do the 1 row and take 5 logos, all right? 5 logos, 1 row, grayscale like this, right over here. And that's just gonna do quite a bit to build that trust and make your prospect feel that they're at the right place. So that's another design tip. Other points, we don't have a call to action at the end. This is crucial for conversions. It can be tastefully done so that it does not undo your beautiful design here. But if you get to the bottom of a site and there's no call to action, there's no offer block down here, you're going to lose traffic. You're going to bleed away visitors, because when a visitor hits the bottom of a page, they are in a conundrum. They need an order. They need to be told what to do. They will click close or click back or go leave their computer. You need to tell them what to do. Putting the navigation isn't enough. You need a strong call to action, free quote request, free estimate, download our design guide, or whatever it is. You need to make a move down here to capture that flow, because they're trickling down the page, they're trickling, and if you don't put a pan here to collect them, they will slip through the cracks. Very important point for your conversions. Additionally, a huge point you're missing on this homepage is testimonials. I am more than certain that with all the work you have in your portfolio, that you have some raving fans, all right? And social proof is crucial. I'm not saying you have to make a big deal about it. You don't have to go ahead and do something like this where you're embedding reviews from Facebook, but something tastefully done, such as this, goes a long way in building more trust. It's all about how many maneuvers can we do, how many things in our bag of tricks can we pull out to build more trust on this homepage. And a testimonial section is key. Additionally, if you get a direct embed from Google reviews, it seems even more authentic because it shows the 5 stars and a little picture of the person. That's also a strong move. So those are some things. There are more, actually. There's more that I would recommend design-wise, but I don't want to turn this into a video so long that you can't digest it. Either way, it's a beautiful design, but if you want to make it convert into sales, some work needs to be done. So if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. I'd love to give you more information. If you want your website nicely designed, come on down to Clear Imaging, clearimaging.com. Wicked designs, fresh designs, and we've been doing it for a very long time and helped lots of American companies. So you're in very good hands with us. Come on down, clearimaging.com, contact page, and let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Until then, thank you very much and take care.